Hi everyone. Um, Sorry it's taken a long time for me to make a video. I've been in a lot of pain. I was in hospital again. Uh, Thank you so much for your donations. I really had lost hope. Before this fundraiser that Victoria set up, I registered at Dignitas, um, which is a euthanasia clinic in Switzerland, the only place where I would be eligible for assisted suicide. Um, I have occipital neuralgia. I have a very severe form of it, which is very difficult to treat. Um, Despite very strong narcotics and anticonvulsants, I have to take medicines about 4 times a day. I'm I'm also under a neurologist. I'm under Charing Cross Hospital. I've had nerve blocks. I've had everything. I'm now at Last Chance Saloon. If this stimulator implant surgery, which I'm hoping to have with these donations, doesn't work, then I want to legally end my life. Um, I've attempted suicide about four or five times in the past 6 months by train, by overdose. I mean, continual pain. The pain it just never stops. It's 24/7, and I just try and manage it as best as I can with the uh, strong opiates and other medications I have for it. It's a type of neuropathic pain. It's caused by the nerve that is in where your back of your head and neck join. There's an occipital nerve. There's three of them. They're quite big and they run all over the head. They go into the optic nerve. So because my one is damaged, I have not just pain but photophobia. I can't stand sunlight um, or noise, and it also gives me continual nausea as well. Um, so mostly I'm confined to my bedroom, and it's just unbearable seeing daylight. Um, you can't see; it looks quite bright. Actually, my room is pretty dark. I have it blacked out. I just made it a bit brighter for the video. Um, these are the glasses I wear for help with the light sensitivity. Um, so yeah, I'm at my last. I've had this for 3 years now. I've been having continual pain. Um, I have Charles who posted on here. He helps me. He does laundry for me. He brings me food, and without him, I wouldn't be able to survive. Because he helps me, get to doctor's appointments, pick up my prescriptions because I can't make those journeys myself. Usually, I'm about about 95% housebound currently. See my doctor hopefully this Monday, um, and if we can get enough from this fundraising campaign that Victoria kindly set up, then I would have an implant which would be put into the back of my head where the occipital nerves are, and it basically sends out these kind of electric. It stops my nerves from sending pain signals, so it should stop, and I can control it as well with like a remote, so it should stop my nerves, stop me feeling pain. And it's pretty much a permanent solution. It needs, sometimes it needs to be given a bit of maintenance, but it's a long term permanent kind of solution, which is really my last chance to get well. Um, as a result of my illness, I've lost the majority of my friends, even best friends I've lost, because one of the main issues is because of the location at the back of the head, I can't sleep. so I can't sleep on a bed. I actually have to sleep in this chair now, and I can't put my head on anything, a pillow or a bed, or my face. I can't touch my head or my face, so I can't comb my hair or shampoo or rest my hand on my head or anything at all causes my pain to break through even my last dose of medicine. So often I will just avoid any tasks because any task that would that exacerbates the pain. So I go 3 or 4 days without taking a shower because it's very painful to do. Because of the nausea, I barely eat anything at all. I've actually gained weight just because of pregabalin, which is my main kind of painkiller. It causes you to gain weight, but I barely eat. Um, I barely eat anything at all. Uh, Charles brings me food, that's it. But I don't really eat because it's too much nausea, which is caused by the pain. Um, and I think this is the first video I've ever done. It's not easy. I'm in pain right now. I've no love life, no social life. There's no going out. It's just all I can do all day is watch television. And before I had this illness, that would be what I would call the most loserous existence. Because I used to ice skate, I used to salsa dance, I used to live and play sports and tennis, and um, now I'm reduced to being housebound like an old man waiting to die. That's how I kind of feel like that I'm at the end of my life, and I'm only 30 years old. Most of my thoughts are every day of suicide. Um, the last hospital visit was awful. It was terrible. I had suicidal pain. The paramedics came. I had a knife on my wrist. I was wanting to slit my wrist. I was handcuffed, and I was taken to hospital where they left me with the pain for 8 hours. Without, and the pain was suicidal levels. I was on the floor. I was just breathing in agony, and the nurses were not doing anything at all. I was begging for pain relief. The paramedics had given me morphine a couple of times on the way, but my pain does not respond to morphine because it's neuropathic pain doesn't respond to morphine, unfortunately. So by the time of those 8 hours, I was just an absolute animal. I was kicking and punching the walls and wanting to cut my own head off. I tore all the catheters of the UVs out of my veins, and I discharged myself and got Charles to drive me to my doctor. And I presented my doctor. We have an amazing relationship. I've had her for 7 years, and she knows exactly what to do. She got me emergency medicines, and she got me sorted out. Without my doctor and Charles, I would be dead by now. The hospital stay before that was a paracetamol overdose, a really bad one. The pain got unmanageable, uncontrollable at home, so I decided to do myself in. I took I think it was about 14 grams of paracetamol, and I was in St Mary's Hospital for a couple of days they give you like enzymes for your liver to stop the overdose bad effects. Yeah, otherwise I've tried to dive in front of trains. I've been to train tracks quite a lot, and overdoses. but now I'm more fixed on the idea of legal euthanasia, because committing suicide is not easy. It's not nice. You don't want to go that way. I would rather have it done legally with some dignity, with some professionalism. So I think that is 50-50. It's either I get this surgery and it works, or I go there and have my life ended. So it's a toss of a coin for me which one happens. But with this pain, I can't live. I want to die. I'm ready to die. I've said goodbye to everyone that I have to say goodbye to. Not that there's anyone left. I don't have any family. I was in foster care. I left at 16. I have no contact with any family members. I'm basically, for all intents and purposes, I'm an orphan. Um, so I'm by myself, and the illness further socially isolated me. I mean, when you're in pain, when you're nauseous, when you can't sleep and you're sleep deprived for, I think I went 5 days with not even a second of sleep on one occasion. I was delirious. Um, I just can't put my head on anything. It's a nightmare. It is called the suicide disease for a reason. Um, those of you that knew me at Listen, you knew me at a time when it was pre-occipital neuralgia. I had a condition preceding it, which was migraines, but they're called hemiplegic migraines. They basically have a stroke-like effect, so they actually cause temporary damage to the brain. They shut down cognitive functions in the brain related to words and to understanding. And they were very severe migraines. I would always end up in hospital. I actually had one at Listen before one of my shifts on one occasion, so some of you may have seen. They kind of morphed into the occipital neuralgia. We don't know how, but now it's kind of like I've got a permanent migraine, with the nausea and the light sensitivity, but the pain's in the back of my brainstem instead of the temple. And then I have these 4 or 5 day spells where the pain is 10 out of 10. I mean, literally, if you stuck a nail in my foot, it would be nowhere near the level of pain. This feels like my brainstem is being put through a cheese grater while I'm being stabbed with wooden spikes in the back of my scalp. And the pain goes down, it kind of radiates down and into the arms, and the arms and hands go completely and utterly numb. So I can't grasp anything, I just drop everything. I've got no grip, no control over my hands. I can't type, I can't text. So it's absolutely horrible. I would not wish this condition even on my stepfather, who abused me, as tortured me as a child. I would not wish this even on him. It's that bad. I didn't expect donations or support. I guess the way I've grown up, being in foster care, what happened to me when I was a child, has continued to make me feel like I'm not human, that I'm, because after the torture that I had as a child, I was put into foster care, and then I was just really messed up. Um, in my town, I don't know what it was, but I used to go through into shops and the automatic doors would not open, and I thought it was because I was like a ghost, that I was not human. They just would shut on me. It must have been really bad luck that there were a lot of faulty automatic doors in the town I grew up in, but it consolidated my warped belief that I was not human. And when people reacted to me in a normal human way, I was just very surprised. Like if they said hi or just reacted, I did not expect it. I gradually got over this, but I still retain a very low sense of self-worth. Um, when I was at Listen, I was putting on a kind of a more confident persona, but I don't have the energy to do that anymore. So this is me. This is the authentic me now. There's no there's no mask. I don't have the energy for it. I've lost everything. And it's this implant, or it's the Switzerland. Well, that was a long video. Didn't expect that. Um, Thank you to everyone who donated. Um, I don't expect it because I don't expect people to value my life enough to try to save it. Thank you very much.